Jesus calls us into relationship with Him. Join hundreds of young people at the St. John Summer Conference and respond to His call. Set the world on fire through this intense retreat weekend. Don't wait till June 2nd through the 5th. Dive in with Father Nathan Cromley of the community of St. John as he tackles questions we face as young people in society. Now here's the host of the St. John Summer Conference podcast, Father Nathan Cromley.
Hi, my name is Father Nathan with the community of St. John, and we're having a wonderful St. John Summer Conference this June 2nd to the 5th. I really hope you can come. Go to our website, stjohnsummerconference.com. Take a look at it. It's going to be marvelous. You can register online. And if you bring 5 of your friends, you get a 30% discount. Absolutely amazing. Please come. I would like to, in this final podcast that we're going to be doing here to get us ready, I want you to take a look at a quote that is absolutely mesmerizing. Johnny Depp, okay, amazing fellow, have the opinions of him that you'd like. He once put it this way: the only creatures that are evolved enough to convey pure love are dogs and infants. Let me say that again to you. Johnny Depp. The only creatures that are evolved enough to convey pure love are dogs and infants. Okay, so first of all, I would like to express my condolences to all of those who've ever loved Johnny Depp. I mean, because if that's the truth, what is he trying to say? And what does that say about us? What does that say about your life? Is that true? Can you actually say that the deepest love that you've ever experienced in this world came from an infant and a dog? An infant, maybe, because there's something glorious about infants. But a dog? I mean, come on. And I like to say there's something glorious about infants, but there's even something more glorious about a spouse. Okay? And I like to say that we're made for that love, a spousal love, a love of commitment unto death, a love of reception, of gift, of fidelity, that we're actually capable of excellence. And we need to rediscover that call, you guys, because if we're not careful, we're going to succumb to a culture that manipulates love, and therefore you and I manipulates who we are in order to, gain the highest profit or gain a control over us. The thing that makes us free is our capacity to give ourselves, the capacity to dedicate ourselves, the capacity to receive another as the end of our life. Now, in the last podcast, we talked about why we don't do this. We said poor love of self and also an exacerbation of the passions beyond their true role. I'd like in this podcast to explore the third reason, and that is that we don't have enough audacity. This could be kind of surprising, right? That it's actually a lack of human spirit that keeps us from loving. In fact, I'll put another word on it. We'll just call it cowardice, okay? You can say, oh my gosh, that's impossible. Everyone wants to love. I'm like, that's right. I think everyone does really want to love, because love is happiness, absolutely. And love is gift. But to truly give yourself, it requires, I would even say not requires, but it calls for and it summons in us, something that costs us. You can't love another without putting yourself on the line. And in the end, if we're not careful, I wonder if we couldn't say that the reason why so many of us don't love is because, we don't want to put ourselves on the line. We don't want to lose ourselves. We want to hang on to a little world of security where everything is perfect and everyone's hair is in the right place, and as the Garrison Keillor says, where all of the women are strong, the men are good looking, and the children are above average, right? It's a little world that we can control around ourselves where we have everything the way we want. And I would just like to propose to you some audacious people who have changed the world. Jesus Christ, number one. Look at his audacity. He had everything. Philippians chapter 2, though he was in the form of God, Jesus did not deem equality with God something to be grasped, but rather he emptied himself, taking the form of a slave, being born in the likeness of men. Why did he empty himself? Why was Jesus washing the feet of his apostles? Because he had a human spirit that, went out of his comfort zone. Take a look at Saint Therese of the Child Jesus. Do you know when she was 15 years old, she wanted to leave her father, whom she loved dearly, leave her sisters, whom she loved dearly, at 15, leave all of her friends, and become a cloistered nun? She wanted it so bad that she went all the way to the Pope. And even though she was told, do not ask the Pope, she asked the Pope. Let me be a Carmelite. Absolutely amazing. Mother Teresa, look at her audacity. She put it all on the line. She lost everything in order to help people who had nothing. And I think that it's like Thomas Jefferson says, all that's necessary for evil to triumph in the world is for good men to do nothing. You could translate it this way. You could say, all that's necessary for evil to triumph in the world is for Christians to not love. Or for young Catholic people to not give of themselves. And I just like to break through the wall that says that somehow or other, getting things out of life is what will make you happy. What did Jesus have when he died? He had a cry of thirst. If you have a cry of thirst in your heart, you'll be happy. And if you don't have a cry of thirst in your heart, you never will be happy. The cry of thirst is a cry of a desire to give. It's a desire to serve. It's a desire to lay down your life. True love costs, but in that cost is a blessed moment. It's a joyful sorrow. It's a gift that never ends. I hope that you can discover what that means coming to St. John Summer Conference, June 2nd to the 5th. I'll be there. I'll be looking for you.
Thank you for listening to the St. John Summer Conference podcast with Father Nathan Cromley. While you're on our site, www.stjohnsummerconference.com, don't forget to check out our other exciting offerings as we prepare for the St. John Summer Conference.